Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Queen Studios InArt Black Myth Wukong 4th Sister, which is a character from the game that I have most definitely played and am very well acquainted with. She actually is Wukong's girlfriend, I believe. I mean, I'm sure of. I know that to be a fact. And anyway, this is a review sample. I will be reviewing it for you. I will tell you the good and the bad. They like hearing feedback, so I always shoot them straight, and they seem to be okay with that, so I'm going to do that. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. It is a fine package. Their packaging for the Wukong series is relatively minimalistic, but still nice, displayable if you want to, but of course no window, and there's not a lot going on, so I mean, I don't know if people are buying figures like this to keep in the box, but if you are, this is the box. Okay, let's look at the actual figure. I will put a link. I'm sure she's sold out at their website by now, but if she's not, I'll put a link to their website. If she is not available at their website, I'll put a link to Big Bad Toy Store. If you want to get one, check those links below. Alright, she's about 16 centimeters, including a little bit of hair poof, because I don't know where her head is exactly, maybe closer to 15 and a half. Yeah, 15 and a half probably to where her head would end, not counting her hair. And that's going to make her roughly 6 and an eighth to the top of her head, and then a little more for hair, so here you go. They are pretty much 1/12 scale figures. She's a little tall maybe, but that's probably okay. Now, let's talk about this. A lot of soft goods mixed with some plastic, and it's generally pretty well done. Like, if you just have that on your shelf, you're not noticing. It looks pretty good. We have cloth, plastic. It's not exact, obviously, because we have molded PVC up against cloth with fancy details and stuff in it, but it works pretty well. And the thing is, even if that didn't work that well, that face is incredible. I thought their Christian Bale face was really something. This has way more detail to it. It is beautiful. Maybe there's a bit of a paint error right there under her eye where it's a little bit heavy, the black, maybe, but man, that looks nice. Man, do I want these guys to make some Matrix figures from the first Matrix movie in this scale. I would love to see that. That would be amazing, and these guys definitely have the skills to achieve that with the soft goods, with the face sculpts. Oh man, that is maybe the best looking 1/12 scale head I've ever seen. That is really, I mean, mass produced. That is really, really nice. Incredibly well done. There are sculpted details throughout as well, but mostly not. Her legs are all sculpted, but you don't see them too much. But we do have things like the wraps. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see better. So you have the wraps on her feet and the ropes and things, and it's nicely painted, nicely done. The feet are pretty well done too. That's good. And there's that sculpted detail in there. Yeah, her hands. I'll show you the extra hands in the accessory section, but they even got her fingernails. Like specific fingernails, not just some kind of indentation. Let me see if I can show you that up close. As tight as we can get, and see if we can get it to focus. Give me a second here. I'll have to edit this. There we go. Alright, because her hand is so light, and then we have the background, the camera had trouble. But look at that. They actually did the fingernails pretty much the way they would be in real life. That's crazy good. Their attention to detail, as far as I'm concerned, is rivaled by no one at this scale. LPZZ is nice. These guys have nicer finish. I think without a doubt. Very, very well done, and the clothing looks great too. Alright, so aesthetically, that's what we have going for it. I think it looks wonderful. I'm gonna go 9.9 out of 10. I mean, there's not a whole lot better you could do other than maybe getting the plastic to match the cloth better, I guess. I don't know, it's pretty damn perfect. Okay, now as far as accessories go, she's not exactly a powerhouse. We have some hands, and we have 2 hands with the spider on them because they're spider sisters. And those are pretty well done. Those are nice and neat, especially if you're not looking at them up close in a review. They are perfectly good. We get her little gourd that's very nicely detailed. We get what I'm guessing is a lantern with a face on it. I don't know what that is, but that's very nicely detailed. Then we get her little cup and her little knife, and those are all very nicely done as well. And we get the display stand, though probably not going to be super necessary. From what I know, she's not like jumping around and doing a lot of stuff, but maybe she does that I just haven't seen. But that's a good spread of accessories, so yeah, I can't think of much else. So, I don't know. 9 out of 10, whatever. You decide what, like, there's not a lot there, but it seems like everything she needs, so that's fine. Okay, and now it's time for the articulation, which is not bad. We'll start with the wired soft goods to get that out of the way. This main thing, the main front edge of that has a heavier wire in it, and it wires nicely. The back part, no wire. Okay, but that means this is around the neck and on the front piece. That should be okay. It might be better if there was a wire on the back piece as well, but it's not like super necessary, or maybe just on the bottom, but I get it. Like, wiring is tricky, and this is what makes the most sense, unless you want to go crazy, so that's fine. I think that works pretty well. That heavy wire is good. These are wired at the end. Her sleeves are wired at the end, so that's nice. This piece right here, wired on both sides. These are much finer wires, of course. Don't go crazy bending these things. Little wires will eventually break. This also wired on both sides. That's nice. And then this, also wired on both sides. So all of the cloth is wired. That's very, very good. Here's the thing that does bug me, though. These being so dangly, I mean, I get why they're sculpted, but I would have really liked to see these be wired as well. Wired soft goods, or even just floaty soft goods. I think a wire would have been nice. That way, if you have these blowing in the wind, you can do something with these. If they're just dangling straight down while everything else is blowing in the wind, that's not going to look great. So I think that's a bit of a bummer. Like, it's not a deal breaker by any means, and I'm sure it would have cost too much or something. Like, they decided it for a reason, so I get it. We're already getting a ton of figure for our money with this company, but it definitely would have been nice for that to be soft. Okay, let's talk about the articulation. For the head, the hair does come down. It's got a little bit of play to it, but it gets in the way some, so just be aware of that. But and these, careful with these. Otherwise, it moves around pretty well. The neck is articulated, the head is articulated. Man, that's a good head sculpt. Goodness gracious, and the paint. Yeah, the head moves around just the way you would want. Now for the shoulders, I'll get this out of the way. We have a shoulder, let's just take the green thing off, I guess. All right. I still need to get into this game. I really, really want to. I just don't have the time, guys. I really want to play so many games. But life is lifing, and I just don't have the time. Okay, so the shoulder. You get the shoulder joint out of the plastic, which gets the arm all the way up. And almost all the way down. It doesn't... Oh, it does? Okay, good. I thought it wasn't going to go, but it did. It does rotate around. So you could do a lot of the heavy lifting with the butterfly piece, so to speak. But then this part is also plastic. Underneath, obviously, underneath the soft goods. And that has a hinge in it. Or something. It could just be a ball. I can't tell. Maybe it's just a ball, but you get extra range on top of that. So you can move her arms around pretty well. You're going to have to do a little bit of finagling and playing around with it to make it do what you want. But I think it's going to be pretty good. It's maybe not like full-on best Spider-Man poses ever, but it should be fine. She does have her biceps swivel, double-jointed elbows in there. Poses nicely. Wrists are on ball hinges. So that's good. Like, nothing's really a problem so far. Let's check the torso. Feels like probably single ball peg. Not a ton of range in there. I don't think she's doing much but standing around looking good, is my guess. But you get range in there. It's not a ton. And now for the legs. They actually have a lot of range, but they do bug me a little bit. It seems like her torso is too long and her legs are too short. Maybe it could be an optical illusion. It's hard to say for sure. But it looks fine when she's standing, so that's good. But once you go to pose them, to me it looks like her torso is too long and her legs are too short. I don't know that it's going to be super obvious once you have these things posed around and stuff, but it did catch my eye, so that's a thing. I don't know that it's going to be a deal breaker, but it's just a ball socket in there. Not the most range in the legs. It's enough to do stuff, but you're not doing a lot of stuff. Thigh swivel in there is actually a ball peg, I believe. Yeah, it feels like it. So there's a ball peg thigh swivel, and then for the knee, it's actually pretty nicely done like this. It hides the joint pretty well. She gets 90 degrees. It's not a ton of range, but they did the Revoltech thing where you have the hinge in here, which Bandai just won't get right on Goku. They keep doing it the complete wrong way. This gives you a deeper knee bend, or for crouching poses or wherever it's useful, but you do have that hinge in there. It's either a hinge and a ball peg or just a hinge. I don't get any rotation, so I think it's just a hinge. And then for the ankle, you can go all the way back, If you tuck the heel over, you can go farther back, but you probably don't need to do that, but you can. But it goes that far back without tucking it, that far forward without tucking it. Ankle rocker is really good, and it is on a ball hinge even though it's sculpted, which just gives you a perfect ankle rocker, so that's great. Toe hinge, oh, I think this is something I like. Let's see, I haven't looked at these up close yet. It looks like it's sculpted exactly the way it should be, that the joint is where it should be, and that it rotates where it should. That's exactly how you do it. That's how you do it. That's a toe hinge that's done correctly. It's not super stiff. That's a problem with toe hinges almost universally, which is why I don't care for them too much, but obviously they serve their purpose. Could be it's stiffer, that's what she said, but it works, and it's well sculpted. So yeah, this figure, it's gonna do what it needs to do for sure. Is she going to be able to match Wukong pose for pose? No, probably not. Is she meant to? No, probably not. But she's still really, really good for what she is. I'll give the articulation rating on this figure 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. We have some limitation here and there, but I think that's reasonable limitation, and it probably won't matter too much to most people. Let me get her shirt back on. Yeah, I think she's pretty darn good. I'm gonna go overall rating for this figure, like, I think it is what it's supposed to be. So I'm going to go 9.5 out of 10. I'd like to see a few things change, like I said. Like the soft goods for the gold thing here, or maybe the proportioning for the legs is a little bit weird. But generally speaking, if you're going to put this on your shelf, it's going to look freaking good. It's very, very nicely done. So yeah, I recommend it. Yeah, so I'll put the links down below, whatever I can find. You guys can check that out, but that'll be it for me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.